So this is Peter Spch, and this is my outline, my verbal citations, who I'm speaking on, and these are my lovely neighbors.
Hello.
And my lovely wife. All right. You know, one thing I find ironic is whenever you hit your funny bone, people laugh at it. While you are in pain, people are laughing at you. Well, this guy, Kevin Hart, who was born July 12th, 1979, has made a career over people laughing at his pain. Now, in this book, I can't make things up. He talks about life lessons that he went through, and I'll speak on some of those things as I talk about in the speech. Now, we're going to talk about three points. The first point we're going to speak about is his family and his childhood and how that affected him and his career, as well as his some of his stand-up specials and some stories from that, and finally talk about his acting career and relationship with Dwayne Johnson. Now, Kevin Hart has been married twice, who he currently is married to Aniko, who he has 2 children with, these 2 right here. In his previous marriage, he has 2 children. Now, he talks about that in some of his comedic specials, and also some USA Today, in an interview by Aaron Jensen, kind of talks about how he felt about these. For as long as I can remember, I've had the ability to shoulder shrug things, to just accept them, say, okay, get on with life. He writes, the opposite of shoulder shrugging would be to get depressed or angry and to hold on to these emotions for the rest of my life. Now, his life had a lot of things. His father, whose name is Henry Witherspoon, was locked up, and when he came out, he tried to have a bond with Kevin Hart. Now, in that bond with Kevin Hart, one of the stories that Kevin Hart talks about is he went on a boat ride with him where his dad rented a boat, and it allowed Kevin Hart to drive his boat. First time Kevin has ever driven a boat. Well, Kevin Hart rams the boat into another boat. Well, his dad has to bring this boat back. When he brings his boat back, he talks to the guy he rented it from, and says, hey, my son messed up. Now, he tells his son, we are never coming back here again. And that was his way of solving the problem of not having to deal with him ramming the boat. Now, his mom was a backbone for him. So when he went to go pursue his comedic dreams, his mom gave him a Bible and told him to read his Bible every single day because she was a woman of faith. Now, Kevin Hart, being stubborn and wanting to do his own thing, never read his Bible. And so his mom hid in his Bible all the checks that he needed for his month's rent. So Kevin Hart would call his mom, say, hey, Mom, I need money for rent. Rent is due. His mom would simply say, did you read your Bible? And hang up. This went on for months. Finally, Kevin Hart decides not to be stubborn and reads his Bible, and out comes all the checks he needed. Now, this also gave him opportunity, since he's on tour, right, to talk about the things in his life. So this kind of goes into his stand-up career. So one of them is laugh at my pain, kind of how we referred to someone laughing when you get your elbows hurt. And now in this special, he talks about all these things, these relationships with his parents, with his dad, with his mom, with his first marriage and the failures in his first marriage. Also with his kids and how funny his kids are, and how he has locked his kids out just because they were taking out the trash and they thought they saw something, which turned out to really be a raccoon. And so some of those things really gave a stage for him to really talk about and really open it up. Comedians talk about all the time that a lot of their material comes from pain, and it's a way to release pain. Sometimes some of us do therapy or other things like that, or go into alcohol and stuff like that. Kevin chose to allow people to laugh at those and the things that he learned. Now, one of the things that was written about him by Ian Blair, author of the Walk of Fame article, Hart, who has 2 kids from his first marriage, recently married longtime girlfriend, Aniko, who, reminder, is right here. Nico Parrish, behind every man is an amazing woman, and I have a great woman, he says. She believes in me and motivates me to be a better person. My first marriage didn't work, and I take full responsibility for that. I wasn't as mature as I am now, and I wasn't emotionally able to handle the stuff I can handle now. Now I know how to be married and what I'm supposed to do. And that has been a great thing for him to be able to use and for us to be able to learn from. Now, it also was able to launch him into an acting career. He had little parts here in movies, one of them to be specific is Soul Plane, but he also landed a huge role with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is known for his WWE career, who now is a huge superstar actor. This was the first movie they did together, Central Intelligence, where they are they're CIA detectives, where Kevin Hart ends up getting kind of wrapped into it. And so this launched this also launched another opportunity for him, which the imprint ceremony states that Kevin Hart, in Kevin Hart's 101 article, after their previous collaboration, 2016 hit Central Intelligence, which grossed over $200 million worldwide, Hart and Dwayne Johnson lost no time reuniting for 2017 reboot of the 1995 action comedy with a global haul of $962 million. The film proved a hit with audiences and led to a third film for the actors Jumanji. Well, thank you so much for your time and listening to my speech as I talked about Kevin Hart's family, his comedic specials, as well as his relationship with Dwayne Johnson as career. Thank you.